पूछो जाके उनसे जिन पे रोशनी नहीं, पूछो जाके उनसे कैसी लगती है कमी.
Hello everyone, Nigat Shadab this side. I welcome you all to the Optohub, a platform of interaction, learning, glowing and growing. In today's session, we guys will get to know about management of amblyopia by Mohammad OLIULLAH Abdul Sir. He is the founder director of Binox Vision Therapy Software. He has obtained his optometric degree from George College of Management and Science, followed by research training at LVPEI Chitkara University. He is well versed in binocular vision, vision therapy, and visual optics, and much more. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation for today's session. And I know it's going to be amazing, so we are keen to hear you. Over to you now. Please continue.
Thank you for the warm welcome, and it's a great initiative from Optohub to carry out educational programs like this. And thank you for having me here. So today I'm going to share my experience on amblyopia management. And so moving to the next slide, which is what are the options we have available. Suppose I need to give patient exercise or this kind of exercise at home. So what are option I have? I can have option of as simple as like this felt tip pen, or I can have a like 4B pencil or 8B pencil, which is thick enough to create this kind of impact, and a pair of anti-glare goggles. So you give that particular drawing and all those things with this red and green or red and blue filters on, and patient can do this exercise. Very effective. And then we have free Android games or free Apple iStore games. I'll come to that. Like this, you can just note it down, which is freely available in the App Store. Something called Stereopsis, Lazy Eye Blocks, or Duo Vision. These are all Android games. So in this game, what is particularly happening, the moment you put these glasses on, the left eye sees only the target, which is red here, okay, and the common color is different, and this eye sees only the blue, so the boundary and the common color and this one. So what you did with these glasses on, that one eye is seeing the boundary of this and the other eye is seeing the target, and there is a common color like a different color which is visible from both the eyes, and play the activity. Now this specific target is meant for the amblyopic eye. Suppose my left eye is amblyopic, I select left eye, this is going to be in red color. If I select right eye as amblyopic, this reversal happens, it is going to be in blue, and this boundary is going to be in red color. Very simple tool for your MFVF activity. Okay, so moving to the next, you have a little more engaging game, which is like Snake. This was one of the famous game in the Nokia mobiles earlier, where you used to get this kind of games earlier. Nowadays, I know there are different games available in Play Store, Android Store, but these are the 90s kid, the famous game, and that is meant for MIPA. You can't have different color option because you have a limitation of only two: red, blue, or red, green, red, cyan. So only two colors you have option in MIPF activities. You are not entitled to enter more and more colors. Then we have Apple games like Bubble Shooter. Again, similar, you are shooting the bubbles. As you can see, there are bubbles in the red and blue, and you are not supposed to shoot the other one, which is in different colors. So this common color is visible for both the eyes, but red is going to be visible from this red filter, blue is going to be visible from the blue filter. Hope that makes a little clear sense that it is monocular fixation in a binocular field where background or the common targets are visible for both the eyes, but specific eye has a different specific target. Then you have this brick breaker also. These are also again very common activities used to be played earlier. And then you have this tool called Banglah Filters. So you can gradedly decrease the vision of the dominant eye and try to balance the contrast of the two eye in a better way. Now this filter led to innovation, actually innovation in better engaging games. So people saw that if you can alter the contrast of the dominant eye, that creates a better binocular field rather than having a true MFVF activities. So this innovation led to development of different softwares or newer programs like one called Curesite, which is a little alternate to the patching but has some computerized program. So by software algorithm itself, what it does, it blurs the better eye image and forces the amblyopic eye to see, and has partial binocular approach that makes it superior than your patching. Okay, now what actually it happens, let us see a small video, probably that will make you better understanding.
The Curesite system trains the brain to work with both eyes simultaneously, while the patient watches their favorite videos at home, wearing customized 3D glasses. Curesite is a fun and engaging activity that dramatically increases both compliance and the treatment's effectiveness. To treat the root cause of amblyopia, Curesite uses eye-tracking technology to blur the center of vision in the image shown to the dominant eye according to its gaze position, while keeping the rest of the image sharp. At the same time, the amblyopic eye sees a clear vision of the viewed content. This encourages the brain to complete the blurred information from the amblyopic eye, improving its visual acuity and developing stereo acuity as the eyes learn to work together.
Perfect. So as you saw this program, that again it uses this dissociative goggles, and what actually it is doing, it's creating different targets for the amblyopic eye and the better eye's blurred vision and partial binocular approach into the program. So, and that leads to a good improvement. So there are some results which is already published from this program, where you can see baseline vision of 6 by almost 24 in this case has improved to like 6 by 9 or so by end of 24 weeks kind of thing. So good improvement, and it is quite significant. Next, it also improves patient's stereopsis provided they had a baseline binocular vision already. We're not sure whether if somebody were absent or having separation, that is going to improve or not. But if somebody had a good stereopsis to start with the program, like here it is 204 seconds of arc, and that improved to 68 seconds of arc at the end of 24 weeks. So it's a good improvement. The moment you enrolled a program for a binocular approach, you can see that it is showing very good improvement. But this data is very small. We're only having 20 children to enroll for this. And the best part, the compliance is very good in any mode of activities or program which is online. So compare with the patching, what the demerits we had, we are just trying to overcome with the binocular approach. Then we have something called AMBLYOPIA. So this is again combination of monocular and binocular activities, and then it also does the virtual patching during that activities with the goggles on, and partial binocular approach similar to the Curesite. And again, true development of stereopsis is a question mark because you're not actually integrating two of the component. So let us see a small video what actually what happens in AMBLYOPIA.
The good news is that lazy eye disorder can be treated quite successfully with vision therapy. However, current methods of home vision therapy are repetitive and boring, and it's no wonder kids don't enjoy doing it. Here is where AMBLYOPIA comes in. AMBLYOPIA is the latest vision therapy solution for kids, which can be performed in the comfort of your home through playing games on a tablet or a computer. Our advanced self-learning algorithm provides every child with a personalized training program. It combines games and exercises that stimulate the lazy eye while teaching the brain how to use both eyes at the same time. In just 30 minutes a day with AMBLYOPIA, your child could train and improve the lazy eye's vision without even noticing. The training can be done monocularly with an eye patch or binocularly with AMBLYOPIA glasses. These special binoculars split the image for each eye so that the child receives stimuli more precisely and actively uses both eyes at once.
So as you saw the video, very interesting. So what they did is, whatever the free apps I showed you, which is available on Android store or App Store, they combined all together and made it available as a program where again you need to just put this on, and then it has algorithm to guide you through from which game to which game, what level it will go and do the activities. Okay, so again, innovative idea where you try to bring everything together in under one platform and start with the program. And then we also try to find out what are the demerits and what are the improvisation that we can do. So in India, we also went ahead and did development of true dioptic based activities, or you will able to adjust the contrast. So instead of blurring in one eye image, here what we introduced is true adjustment of the contrast, what we did in the Banglah Filters, and then that leads to a better outcome of the therapy. So let us see what happens in Binox program. Small video once again.
Dioptic therapy, a contrast-adjusted stimulus, is presented to each eye, with the better eye getting the stimulus with reduced contrast. It promotes development of binocular vision by reducing inhibitory interactions and suppression within the ocular dominance column. Binox now offers this dioptic anti-suppression therapy in the form of games. The better eye receives weak, noisy signals as compared to the amblyopic eye. With progressive improvement in visual acuity, the games can be made more difficult with control on the size, speed, and crowding of the stimuli. There are different games with a scoring system for better patient engagement and compliance.
Great. So as you can see that what we did is we improvised the concept of how instead of blurring the image, reduce the contrast of the better eye, make it more binocular in nature, and train the visual system. And we saw very good results. So I'll be sharing the initial 150 patient, the first 150 patient we did with age group of like median age of 7 years, so ranging from 6 years to 10 years, and the results are very encouraging. So if you see, there are a group of patients who are anisometropic amblyopes in the right eye. They improved 4-line visual acuity by end of only 20 sessions. So 20 session is only 4 weeks. So 4 weeks time, 4 lines of visual acuity improvement that is happened. And for the left eye, also similar improvement. And in both the eyes patient, as you can see that it also has similar improvement. So 3.5 to 4 lines improvement only end of like a month's program, 4 weeks program, patient were able to attain. More to add, like the stereopsis improvement was very crucial. So if somebody, like in cases of anisometropic amblyop, so what we observed that 45 out of those 50 patients who had no stereoacuity prior to the vision training or this Binox training developed a median stereoacuity of 400 seconds of art. So it was absent before we start, and then it started improving and gained a true random dot stereopsis. And in case of anisometropic amblyop in the left eye, 80% of them improved, and in case of isometropic, all of them improved their stereoacuity. So from absent stage to a stage where there is a good amount of stereopsis. And those patients who already had stereopsis, they improved again significantly from 400 seconds to 200 seconds of art, 500 to 200, and 700 to 200. So isometropic envelopes improve the maximum amount of stereopsis at the end of this session. So a little bit of comparative analysis, what we discussed about this 3 program, which is majorly available, like Curesite, we talked about AMBLYOPIA and the Binox program. So working principle, as we talked about, it blurs the image in the Curesite, and in AMBLYOPIA, it is both monocular and binocular. So we tried to mix and match everything which is available, patching plus Curesite function. And what we did is we changed it to a contrast adjusted image instead of blurring it. So as you know, blurring makes it very difficult to day-to-day activities. So instead of changing it, we made it a blurring image. And what the major change happens with this program, the fusion and stereopsis development is possible in this contrast adjustment image program, which is quite impractical in the other form of activities. Now, in terms of the device, so you need a specific hardware like to get those sensors kind of thing. So you need to purchase their hardware or the system or the tab which they're giving. AMBLYOPIA can work on any device, and this Binox program can work on any laptop or desktop which has a LED computer or LED system. Now, the complexity of the game changes. The algorithms are defined on each and every activities. So if you see, Curesite is relatively better than AMBLYOPIA, and Binox is much superior based on the visual acuity improvement, based on the crowding phenomenon improvement. So everything changes. The algorithm of the game itself, it changes and makes it more and more difficult. And then you have anaglyph goggles, which is customized for other 2 program, but we can accommodate any kind of anaglyphs which are available in the form of red, blue, red, green, or red cyan. So improvement, again, it takes 24 weeks. On other programs where we have seen in 4 to 6 weeks time, it is giving that sustainable results for this group of patients. So we have not observed any kind of recurrence for these patients, or like past 3 years we're trying to see, and this 150 patient that we have seen no recurrence, and more importantly, 80 to 90% of the subject who did not have any kind of stereopsis actually improved their or gained their stereopsis during this Binox activities. So to talk about that, it is very crucial, whatever the methods you are treating, whatever the ways you are treating for amblyopia, to look beyond what is the traditional level, look at the what are the merits that are available in the binocular approach, and adhere or adopt to a newer modality to make it a better and better success to amblyopia management. So the major limitation of the amblyopia which were there, you can overcome by this mode of treatment. So now, after this whole session, which is again a very basic session, try to explain what it is, what are the amblyogenic factors, which part of the eye or the brain or the visual system in fact is affected, and what are the different treatment options with their pros and cons. So now if I wish to run the question, once again, if you have that the same patient whom you responded to be treated with the patching, and what is going to be your now ideal mode of treatment, whether you will be doing same occlusion therapy, or you will be shifting to the penalization or a vision therapy component. So again, as a thought process, you need to look at what is available and what can be do better. So how to make it better to this program. Excellent. So as the response are there, still a mixed response. So summary of this talk is going to be as the amblyopia treatment or mode of treatment, still the gold standard is patching therapy, but we are looking to avoid, or we are looking to overcome the demerits that occlusion therapy has, and to make it a successful vision training, or for the patient perspective, what is going to be the best outcome, not only by just looking at the visual chart or visual acuity chart, measure them, and then or check their visual acuity, and not to look for any kind of binocular vision parameters. So change that thought process and shift it to a model where apart from that visual acuity, look for their binocular vision, like what is the fusional ranges, what is their stereopsis for distance and near, and other component if you can get like saccades, perceived visual memory. Those are excellent prognostic factor as well as the factors to consider to see a successful outcome for amblyopia management. So still 33% of you feel that occlusion therapy is going to be your preferred mode of treatment, and 8% feel penalization, so constituting 41% or 42%, and 58% you feel that vision therapy is going to be superior. So there is no hard and fast rule. What is going to be, each and every one has their own mode of choosing the right protocol of treatment. But as a personal experience, when you have so many demerits to the amblyopia management with the conventional patching or occlusion therapy, vision therapy definitely has upper hand to overcome those limitations that we discussed today. So with this, I'm ending today's session and open for discussion and question answer.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very nice session by you. It was very informative and you explained everything very well. We got to know a lot about amblyopia. Thank you so much.